Are you tired? I mean, truly, bone-deep tired? Tired of the night being interrupted. Not once, not twice, but 3, 4, maybe even 5 times by that nagging, urgent signal from your body. Tired of standing over the toilet, waiting for a stream that never feels complete. Tired of planning your day around the nearest bathroom. A quiet anxiety humming in the background of every car ride, every family dinner, every single moment you should be enjoying your life. For millions of men over 60, this isn't a hypothetical situation. It's a nightly reality. It's the silent thief that steals your restorative sleep, drains your daytime energy, and slowly chips away at your sense of control and masculine confidence. You're told it's just a part of getting older, a normal, unavoidable decline. But what if I told you that's a lie? What if the key to reclaiming your nights, emptying your bladder fully, and shrinking that swollen, irritated prostate gland wasn't in a prescription bottle with a long list of side effects, but in a simple, warm cup of something you can make in your kitchen in under 3 minutes? For over 20 years as a men's health researcher, I've dedicated my life to uncovering the powerful, natural solutions that modern medicine often overlooks. I've worked with men who felt hopeless, who believed their vitality was gone for good. And what we've discovered is that the body has a profound ability to heal itself if you just give it the right tools. Today, I'm going to reveal the one specific type of tea that scientific studies have shown can dramatically reduce prostate inflammation and ease urinary symptoms, sometimes with noticeable relief happening almost overnight. I'll explain exactly why it works on a cellular level, the critical mistake most men make when preparing it that renders it useless, and how to combine it with one other simple kitchen ingredient to amplify its effects tenfold. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is about biological science. So, pour yourself a glass of water, get comfortable, and stay with me. The information in this video could be the key that finally unlocks the peaceful, uninterrupted sleep you've been dreaming of. Your journey back to control starts right now. All right, let's get straight to the heart of the matter. The tea I'm talking about is not some exotic, hard-to-find brew from a remote mountain. It's likely sitting in your local grocery store right now. I'm talking about green tea. But before you say, "I've tried that, it didn't work," I need you to understand that not all green tea is created equal. And more importantly, the way you prepare and consume it determines whether you unlock its medicinal power or just drink colored water. The magic of green tea lies in a specific class of powerful antioxidants called catechins. And the king of these catechins, the real powerhouse for prostate health, is a compound with a long scientific name, epigallocatechin gallate, or as we'll call it, EGCG. Think of your prostate gland when it's enlarged and irritated. This condition, known as benign prostatic hyperplasia or BPH, is fundamentally a problem of chronic, low-grade inflammation. Imagine a small, constant fire burning inside your pelvic region. This fire causes the prostate tissue to swell, and as it swells, it squeezes the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of your body. That's why you experience a weak stream, a feeling of incomplete emptying, and that constant urge to go. EGCG acts like a targeted firefighter. When you drink green tea, EGCG floods your system and travels directly to the prostate tissue. Once there, it begins to systematically put out that inflammatory fire. It does this by inhibiting specific inflammatory pathways in the body, like NF-kappa B. You don't need to remember the name. You just need to understand what it does. It calms the irritation at a cellular level, allowing the swollen tissue to relax and reduce in size. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert was a 68-year-old retired teacher who came to me in complete desperation. He was waking up every 90 minutes, like clockwork. His sleep was so fragmented, he felt perpetually jet-lagged. His doctor had offered him medication, but Robert was worried about the side effects he'd read about dizziness and a complete loss of libido. He felt trapped. He told me, "I feel like a prisoner in my own body. My bladder is the warden." He was, understandably, very skeptical when I suggested something as simple as green tea. "A cup of tea is going to fix a decade-old problem?" he asked, his voice laced with doubt. I explained the science of EGCG to him and gave him a very specific protocol to follow. Not just any green tea, but a high-quality, organic sencha. And not just 1 cup, but 2 to 3 cups spread throughout the day, with the first one being the most important, consumed on an empty stomach in the morning. He agreed to try it for 2 weeks, mostly to prove me wrong. 10 days later, my phone rang. It was Robert. His voice was different. It had a lightness I hadn't heard before. "It's the strangest thing," he said. "For the past 2 nights, I've only woken up once. I slept for a solid 4 hours straight, for the first time in years. I had forgotten what that felt like." Robert's experience isn't a miracle. It's biology. By consistently supplying his body with a high dose of EGCG, he gave his prostate the tool it needed to begin the healing process. He was extinguishing the fire, and the results were a calmer, less irritated prostate that no longer held his life hostage. Now, the morning emphasis is critical. Why is that first cup of the day so powerful? When you drink green tea on an empty stomach, there's no other food to compete with for absorption. The EGCG can be absorbed directly and efficiently into your bloodstream, reaching peak concentration within 1 to 2 hours. This sets a calm, anti-inflammatory tone for your entire body for the rest of the day. It's like sending in the firefighters before the city wakes up, allowing them to work unimpeded. But as I mentioned, there's a crucial mistake that can make all of this useless. We'll cover that and how to fix it right after we discuss the second element that turns this simple tea into a prostate-shrinking powerhouse. So, we've established that EGCG is the hero molecule in green tea. But there's a problem. EGCG is notoriously unstable in our digestive system, especially in the non-acidic environment of our intestines, where most nutrient absorption happens. Studies have shown that as little as 20% of the EGCG you consume might actually make it into your bloodstream. The rest is simply neutralized and passed out of your body. It's like sending 100 firefighters to a blaze, but 80 of them get lost on the way. This is why many men drink green tea and feel no difference. They are not getting a therapeutic dose of the active compound. But there is a stunningly simple, scientifically proven way to solve this. I'm talking about a simple squeeze of lemon juice. Research from Purdue University made a groundbreaking discovery. Adding a source of vitamin C, like lemon juice, to green tea dramatically increases the stability and absorption of catechins. The ascorbic acid in the lemon creates a more acidic environment in the intestines, which protects the EGCG molecules from breaking down. How much of a difference does it make? The study found that citrus juice increased the amount of catechins that remained after digestion by more than 5 times. In some cases, it was up to 13 times more effective. Let that sink in. By adding one simple ingredient, you can potentially increase the amount of prostate-healing EGCG your body actually uses from 20% to nearly 100%. You are transforming your cup of tea from a mild beverage into a potent, bioavailable medicine. Let me share the story of Frank. Frank was 72 and had been drinking green tea for years. He enjoyed it, but he was still getting up 3 times a night and dealing with a frustratingly weak urinary stream. He told me, "I hear all these amazing things about green tea, but I guess it just doesn't work for me." During our consultation, I asked him exactly how he prepared his tea. He was using a good quality tea bag and hot water. That was it. I explained the science of absorption and the role of vitamin C. I told him to do just one thing differently. After brewing his tea, let it cool for a minute, and then squeeze a generous wedge of fresh lemon, about a teaspoon of juice, into his cup. Frank was even more skeptical than Robert had been. "That's it? A bit of lemon?" he scoffed. But he was a man who liked to follow instructions, so he agreed to the experiment. A month later, He came back for his follow-up. He sat down, looked at me, and just shook his head with a smile. "It was the key," he said. "The lemon was the key that unlocked the door. My stream is stronger than it's been in 20 years. I'm sleeping until 5 a.m. most mornings. It's like I'm drinking a completely different tea." He was finally getting the full, intended dose of the medicine. The morning ritual is perfect for this. Starting your day with a warm cup of green tea and lemon not only floods your system with stable EGCG, but it also helps to alkalize your body and kickstart your metabolism. It's a gentle yet powerful way to signal to your body that the day is beginning with healing, not stress. So, the protocol is simple. Brew your green tea, but here's the mistake I mentioned earlier. Never use boiling water. Boiling water 112 grief can actually destroy the delicate catechins. The optimal temperature for brewing green tea is around 80 delicate or 175 degrees 5. A simple way to do this is to boil the water, then let it sit for 2 minutes before you pour it over your tea leaves or bag. Let it steep for 3-4 minutes, and then add your squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This protocol ensures you preserve the EGCG and then maximize its absorption. Now we have the ultimate anti-inflammatory delivery system. But what if we could also, at the same time, cut off the very fuel source that causes the prostate to grow in the first place? That's where our third piece of the puzzle comes in. While inflammation is the fire that causes the symptoms of BPH, we have to ask, what is the fuel that starts and feeds this fire? For a vast number of men, the primary culprit is a hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. Your body naturally produces testosterone, which is crucial for male health. However, an enzyme in your body called 5-alpha reductase converts a portion of this testosterone into DHT. In your youth, DHT is important for development, but as you age, excessive DHT can become your prostate's worst enemy. It signals the cells in the prostate to multiply uncontrollably, leading to the enlargement and swelling we know as BPH. So, while our green tea and lemon combination is busy putting out the inflammatory fire, we can add another element to our morning ritual that stops the flow of fuel to the fire. This is where a small but mighty seed comes into play: the pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seeds are nature's richest source of zinc, a mineral that is absolutely essential for prostate health. In fact, the prostate gland contains the highest concentration of zinc of any tissue in the male body. And what does zinc do? Scientific studies have shown that zinc acts as a natural inhibitor of the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. By ensuring your body has adequate zinc levels, you are essentially telling that enzyme to slow down. You are reducing the amount of testosterone that gets converted into the harmful DHT. Less DHT means fewer signals telling your prostate to grow. It's like turning down the valve on the gas line that feeds the fire. Let me tell you about Michael. Michael was 65 and had been following the green tea with lemon protocol. It had helped his nightly trips were down from 4 to 2, which was a big improvement. But he was still bothered by a hesitant, weak urinary flow. The urgency was better, but the power just wasn't there. He felt the inflammation was down, but the underlying size of the prostate was still an issue. I explained the role of DHT and the power of zinc. I suggested he add one simple thing to his morning routine: a small handful, about a quarter cup, of raw, shelled pumpkin seeds. He would have his green tea with lemon and then eat the pumpkin seeds as a small morning snack a few minutes later. The change wasn't overnight, but it was profound. Over the next 2 months, Michael reported a steady, noticeable improvement in the force of his urinary stream. This was the missing piece, he told me. The tea calmed everything down, but the seeds, it feels like they are actually shrinking the problem at the source. There's less effort, more flow. It's a relief I can't even describe. He was exactly right. The green tea was addressing the symptom inflammation. The pumpkin seeds were addressing the cause, the hormonal signal driving the growth. Pumpkin seeds also contain a compound called beta-sitosterol. a plant sterol that has been shown in numerous studies to improve urinary symptoms associated with BPH. So you're getting a powerful, two-pronged attack from this one simple food. Having these pumpkin seeds in the morning is ideal. It provides your body with a steady supply of zinc and beta-sitosterol throughout the day, ensuring that the 5-alpha reductase enzyme is kept in check from morning till night. Now, you might be thinking these are 3 good ideas: a cup of tea, a squeeze of lemon, a handful of seeds. But the real, life-changing magic happens when you understand that this isn't 3 separate tactics. It is one elegant, synergistic system. Now, we need to connect the dots. The reason this morning ritual can feel like it works overnight for some men is because of the powerful synergistic effect we are creating. This isn't just about adding things up. It's about multiplication. Imagine your body is a fortress and your prostate health is under siege. First, you deploy the green tea. The EGCG acts as your elite infantry, rushing to the front lines, your prostate tissue, to fight the battle against inflammation. They calm the chaos, reduce the swelling, and bring immediate relief to the area. This is your rapid response team, but this team needs to get to the battle effectively. That's where the lemon juice comes in. The lemon is your logistics and transport division. It builds a protective shield around your troops, the EGCG, ensuring they travel safely through the treacherous terrain of your digestive system and arrive at the fortress in full force, not as a weakened fraction of their original number. It turns a small platoon into a powerful army. Now, your fortress is defended and the immediate fires are being put out. But the enemy keeps sending more fuel for the fire, trying to reignite the blaze. You can fight fires all day, but you won't win the war until you cut off their supply line. That is the job of the pumpkin seeds. The zinc from the seeds acts as your special forces. It doesn't fight on the front lines. It goes deep behind enemy lines to the source, the 5-alpha reductase enzyme, and sabotages the production of DHT, the very fuel the enemy is using. Do you see the beautiful, interconnected strategy? The lemon makes the tea powerful enough to quell the inflammation. Quelling the inflammation creates a healthier, more stable environment within the prostate. This healthier environment allows the zinc from the pumpkin seeds to do its job more effectively, without having to fight through a storm of inflammatory chaos. And as the zinc reduces the DHT, there is less fuel to create new inflammation for the green tea to fight. It becomes a virtuous, self-reinforcing cycle of healing. Each component makes the others more effective. This is why just drinking plain green tea might not work. It's why just taking a zinc supplement might have limited results. But when you combine them in this specific morning ritual, you create a holistic solution that addresses the problem from every conceivable angle. You're not just patching a leak. You are repairing the plumbing and turning off the pressure at the source, all at the same time. This synergy is what provides that rapid sense of relief, that feeling of emptiness after you urinate, and that glorious, uninterrupted stretch of deep, restorative sleep. I've shared a lot of information with you today, and I know it can feel like a lot to take in. But the power of this knowledge is in its simplicity. We are not talking about complicated protocols or expensive, unproven supplements. We are talking about tea, lemon, and seeds. You have stood at a crossroads every night when you wake up. A choice between resignation, accepting this as your new normal, and a flicker of hope that there has to be a better way. You now have that better way. You have the blueprint for a scientifically backed morning ritual that has the power to give you back your nights, your comfort, and your confidence. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And your first step is simple. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to do everything perfectly tomorrow. Just start. Maybe tomorrow morning, you just start with the green tea and lemon. Try that for 1 week. See how you feel. The following week, add the handful of pumpkin seeds. Small, consistent actions are what create profound, lasting change. This is how you take back control. The first hour of your day determines the health of the next 23. You can choose to start it with the same old habits that have contributed to the problem. Or you can choose to start it with a powerful act of healing, a warm cup of hope, a handful of strength. You have a magnificent body with an incredible capacity to heal. It's not broken. It's just been waiting for the right instructions, the right building blocks. You now have them. The question is no longer, what can I do? The question is, will I do it? 6 months from now, you can be in the exact same place you are today. Or you can be a man who sleeps soundly through the night, who stands with confidence, and who feels in control of his own body. The choice is yours, and it begins tomorrow morning. If this video has provided you with value and a sense of hope, please do me a favor and click the like button. It tells YouTube that this message is important and helps it reach other men who are suffering in silence. And subscribe to the channel for more science-backed, no-nonsense health advice to help you thrive. And finally, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me which part of this ritual you are going to try first. Is it the green tea, the lemon trick, or the pumpkin seeds? Declaring your intention is a powerful first step. You are not alone on this journey. Thank you for your time and your trust. Take this knowledge, act on it, and go reclaim the vitality that is rightfully yours.